Yeah, my people, you are welcome to yet another edition of Africa's Realities. As usual, my name is Mr. Johnson Yakubusani, and today I'm out with another video. Now, today I'm making this video because of a publication I saw on Linda Ikeji's blog. Yeah, this publication, I saw it on Linda Ikeji's blog, and it was what the Chief of Defense Staff said when he visited Makurdi and met with some chiefs in Makurdi. And he was giving the reasons why he believed the massacre and the genocide happening in Benue State, why they are happening. And I disagree. I disagree with him totally, and I will tell you why I disagree with him. But before we go further, I want you guys to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so that whenever I drop a video, you'll be amongst the first to get to watch. And I want you guys to hit the like button so that this video can be spread far and wide. And I also want you to engage in the comment section. Let us have a healthy comment. And having said this, let us start this content properly.
Babu wani kama da kai, ai babu wani.
Now, my people, you are welcome back. Like I said, my content of today is about what the Chief of Defense Staff said as the reason why the Fulanis are fighting or are wiping out the Tiv and the Domas and even the Southern Kaduna, even the Plateau. But he was focusing on the Benue State now, the Tiv and the Idoma, where he gave reasons which he believed are the reason why the Fulanis are coming into these villages and are wiping out the villagers. So he gave these three reasons that I don't agree and I don't succumb with. And I have my own point. Yeah, he gave these three reasons. And I want you to listen to him. Let's listen to the publication. When we come back, we are going to discuss about these things that the Chief of Defense Staff said. So listen to the publication and what he said. So this is what the Chief of Defense Staff said. The Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, has given possible reasons for the repeated violent attack in Benue State. While speaking during a meeting with traditional rulers in Makurdi, the state capital, on June 17, the Army Chief said, "From my own view, what I have observed are three basic things. One is the issue of land, indigene and non-indigene, which is political. That is supposed to be sorted out politically. Secondly is the issue of the movement of animals. I have told people over time that when they say farmers herders clash means two things are moving. But if a farm stands here and animal comes in, it's not a clash. It is somebody entering somebody else's property. So we must find a solution. If the animal don't move, we do not have issues. Again, because of that, we have issue of rustling of animals, which means if we don't rustle animals that are moving, there wouldn't be most of these problems. So those are the three critical aspects that we must be able to address clearly. And like I said, most of it is political solution that it needs, because it is not what the military can solve. What the military can solve is to stop people from attacking each other. Yeah, my people, you are welcome back. Now you have listened to what the Chief of Defense Staff said about the killings in Benue, or about the genocide happening in Benue, in the villages, in the trenches. Look at the things that are happening. Now, he said, let me just briefly say what he said. He said one of the first problems that he has, that there are three issues that are causing this problem. And the first one he said is indigene and non-indigene issue. That some people are indigene, some people are non-indigene. And because some people are regarded as non-indigenes, that is the reason. Now, well, he giving that reason Well, it's not the reason for me, but I'll tell you what the reason is. But let me just say something about the reason he gave. Now, he said the indigenous and non-indigenous. We should know that Nigeria, we are practicing a state of origin. And if we are practicing a state of origin, then people who belong to a state are people who originate from the state. Now, we are not practicing state of residence. Now, I know in USA they practice state of residence, where you can find a father come from New York, and a son is saying he comes from Los Angeles or California. Now, in US, these things happen because it is where you are born and where you are bred. That is your state. But in Nigeria, it's not so. In Nigeria, it's where your ancestry is where your ancestral fathers originate from, where your ancestry is, that is your state. And where your ancestry is your origin. And even if you are not born in where your ancestry is, maybe you are born in Kaduna and you are Igbo man and you grew all your life in Kaduna, you don't belong to Kaduna, because you have to trace your ancestry in an Igbo land, where in an Igbo village where your ancestors come from, and that is your state, because we practice state of origin. So this thing about settlers and this is, every settler must know he is a settler wherever you are. And this nomadic Fulani, we don't even know where they are. There's no anywhere you can say this is where they originate from. Everywhere they are, in every bush, they are in everywhere. No specific place you can say this is their origin, but they are in everywhere. They are in the south in the bushes. They are in the southeast in the bushes. They are in the southwest in the bushes. They are in the northeast in the bushes. They are in the northwest in the bushes. They are in the north central in the bushes. Well, I'm just saying this to clarify this indigenous. It should be known that there are indigenous and there are non-indigenous. That's number one. Number two, he is talking about farmers and cattle clash. Yes, I thank God he said it clearly. He clearly said it that one is standstill and one is moving. So if land and farmlands are standstill, then it is the cattle herders that are causing the problem, because the cattle herders are the one moving, and the farm cannot move into the herders. It is the herders that can move into the farm. So the cattle herders are the one encroaching into the properties of others, not that others are encroaching into the properties of the herders. Now, finally, he was talking about cow rustling. Yes, cow rustling is another problem, and there is no society that there are no criminals. Criminals are stealing. Criminals are stealing cars. Criminals are stealing TV. They are breaking into people's house. Criminals are everywhere. Same way criminals are stealing cows, sheep, goats. There will always be criminals. Does these three things warrant the killing? No. These three things are not reason why we have killings in all these villages that have been wiped out. Now, this is why we have these killings. Why we have these killings is because there is one set of people that cannot bear arms. If you venture to bear arms, maybe it's a pistol, you are seen with a pistol, the entire government comes against you. The entire government comes and packs you and locks you. Who gave you the license to bear arms? Because in Nigeria, people are not licensed like that to bear arms. We don't have the Second Amendment. So because we don't have the Second Amendment, people can't bear arms. Only the security authorities, the security agencies that can bear arms. If you are not a security working in any of the security agencies, you cannot bear arms. So anybody caught with arm is already an offender and is already a criminal. And what is your crime is you have a gun. So when I say arm, I'm not talking about cutlass or knife, I'm talking about gun. If you have anything that is a gun in Nigeria, you have already broken the law. Now, are there people who are licensed to have guns? Yes, very minute people. Very minute people are licensed to own gun in Nigeria. But yet, even at that, they are not permitted to move gun from their home to the public. So the guns, even if you are licensed to have a gun, the gun remains in your house. It doesn't come out in the public. Because if you come out with a gun in the public and you are not a security agent or police or whatever, you have broken the laws of Nigeria. So ordinary people are not allowed to bear arms. So all these villagers cannot bear arms because it's against the law of the land, because they will be treated as criminals. They will be locked up for having arms. But why do we have these herders bearing arms, brandishing arms, all kinds of assault weapons? What this chief of army staff is supposed to think about is not about who is indigent and who is not indigent, or cattle rustling that are thieves are cattle rustling, or cows are entering into people's farmland. It's not today. We've lived all our life. We've been having all these kind of things. The reason why we have some people being wiped out is because some people have been allowed to bear all kinds of assault weapons. And he should be talking about why are people bearing assault weapons. Should not be talking about indigent, non-indigent, cattle rustling, farmers clash, no farmers clash. Why are some people allowed to bear arms? They will make video brandishing all kinds of assault weapons. They will move from places to places with assault weapons, unabated. They will do things bearing assault weapons. Can't you, Chief of Defense Staff, can't you go into the bushes, into the trenches, and mop out these weapons and criminalize everybody that is bearing weapon in Nigeria that is not a security person? Is that not what you should be saying? What you should be saying is that people are not supposed to bear arms who are not soldiers or police or paramilitary. They are not supposed to bear arms. And you are supposed to say you are going to anybody that is holding any kind of weapon, especially a gun, whatever kind of gun, is either an armed robber, a kidnapper, or somebody who is, or a bandit, or somebody who comes and commit genocide. And whoever is seen with weapon should be arrested. These people, they are everywhere with weapons. You don't do anything. You don't do anything, and these people are emboldened. They are emboldened because they have firearms and they use it at will, and nothing happens to them, and they use it at will, and nothing happens to them. This is where the problem is. Let them go after people with firearms. They are the soldiers, they are the police, they are the security agencies. What they should do is to go after people with firearms and mop firearms out of the hands of people and make sure that Nigerians don't bear firearms. This is the root. This is what it is about. You think you will now go and settle who is indigent, who is not indigent, or you think you will not settle cows will not move, or cows are moving, or you think you are going to settle thieves should not steal cow, or thieves steal cow, and that is when you get this thing done. And it's a lie. It's a lie. In fact, this thing has become like a trade to some people. As they bear these firearms and they go wasting people, and that is how they make their money. So, what you should be talking about that is going to stem out this genocide is to go after everybody who bear arms. Now, maybe you think they can hide their arms out of sight. Get a gadget, get whatever gadget, whatever machine that can go into the bushes and detect where arms are. There are things like that, things you can go in the bushes and where arms are being stored, are being buried, and those things are going to discover them and reveal them. We don't need some Nigerians to be bearing arms, and some Nigerians are not allowed to bear arms. This is not right. This is not right. There is no set of people that can be allowed to bear arms, and another set of people cannot bear arms. This is so wrong. And let me tell you, if you think you cannot be able to mop out all the firearms in the hands of these herders, then we should go with the Second Amendment. Then we have the right to demand for the same kind of Second Amendment of the USA. We should have the USA Second Amendment, where everybody should be able to bear arms for protection. Because there's no two ways. Either all arms are mopped out of civilians, or everybody is allowed to bear arms. Or else, I don't think this thing you're talking about that are the reasons they can't work. They can't stop this. You don't even want to stop this, because stopping this will stop government giving you billions and billions for you to fight against the distance, so that if you can stay, and all you military officers, big officers, fat stomach, you can stay in your home and be controlling billions, because there are chaos and you want the chaos. If not, you can stem out this chaos. So this was my point. Now, my viewers, whether you believe me or you don't believe me, please subscribe and turn on the notification bell until I come your way with another video. My name is Mr. Johnson Yakobusai.